I used to get advent calendars just like this one. This is the 2023 Lego Star Wars advent calendar 75366. But I would wake up every morning the month of December super early, get down to where my advent calendar was open, whatever day I'm on, so day one I'd open that and pull out that first minifigure or whatever it is, wondering what I'm getting that day. I went and look on the... You get a good glimpse of what you're gonna get, but it doesn't show everything. And so being that surprise and just opening every day, wondering whether to build, what the build is, or what minifigure I'm getting, and it was just an exciting time to do that. And I still kind of do that today, maybe not so much of waking up early specifically to do that, but I have it here, and this is everything that you get, and we're gonna get into that in just a second. Alright, we're gonna go with this first minifigure being the Christmas Ewok. Nice white body, a really good print. This is actually my first Ewok in my collection. I haven't, surprisingly, for all the years I've been collecting, I don't have one. But he's got a nice little Christmas sweater, looks really good. Probably a Wicket variant is what it's supposed to be. Just a white Ewok, he looks really great. We go with the Emperor himself. We got Sheev Palpatine in his Christmas sweater, which is of course a Death Star. He also has a coffee mug and then lightning. And there's just, minor sweater printing on the back. He has that hood as well. Looks really great. I really like his look here. Now, I always like these unique minifigures where they have unique designs, much like this Palpatine and the last one of the Ewok. I'm gonna go with Leia. It's the same Leia that came with the speeder bike. You do get an extra cookie and pistol with her. At least I did. She looks really great, just to that seamless Forest Moon Endor print. And the hairstyle really matches what she has in Return of the Jedi. And then she has some back printing with the hood kind of folded down. Looks pretty great. I would have expected for an advent calendar to have her helmet. I think we can classify the Gonk Droid as a minifigure. This one is the reindeer Gonk Droid, really capturing the look of a reindeer in Gonk form. There's not much more to say. Looks really great. I really enjoyed building it. It was a lot of fun. What do you say about a battle droid that we've been getting for over 20 years? There's really not much. He's got a pearl gray blaster, which is really nice, and you get lots of arms for options, which come in handy later for a certain build. We get this 212th Trooper, which is really always nice, especially for us in the US who don't get those magazines, so these aren't very accessible other than buying a bunch of ATTs, which are kind of expensive to army build those. But it's always nice to get another one. Even if you don't like the helmets, you can always replace them with a company like GCC. It has the helmet holes. The print isn't great, but GCC is making some really excellent helmets that for $250 a helmet you can replace that really easily. I also consider this pit droid, Santa pit droid, to be a minifigure. He has the little bag, he has the red colors of Santa, and he looks really great, just really capturing that Santa look with a pit droid. It's fun, it's unique. The last minifigure, which is the only minifigure that came with a build in her box, which is Omega. She has this little sled. She's the same, pull it off so you can see. It's the same Omega you got in the Justifier. She got arm print that captures her early Camino look in Season 1. Really heavily detailed. And if you didn't get a chance to buy the Justifier and you wanted to have Omega in your collection, this is a great set to do that. This set is out of stock and probably will not be restocked on lego.com, but hopefully Amazon and eBay are other options for you as well. Now we're going to get into the builds here. We have the Justifier. We have the Justifier in mini build. It has play features. I'm sorry if that went blurry, but you can move the landing gear. But it's a good looking Justifier. Next up, like I was talking about the battle droid, this is a mini step. It looks pretty good. It almost looks full size, honestly. It's just missing the super long clear piece, but it does a good job of capturing a step. One of the things that I really like about with this advent calendar is there's so many builds that are usable for minifigures. You do get a mini build. It's going to be really hard to see, which is a speeder bike. This was one of the ones that is kind of lackluster of a build. I just kind of questioned why Lego on this one. You can't put a minifigure in it. It just, to me, wasn't worth the time to build it. This is another one of those builds, much like the last one, where I kind of I like that this was included. The execution just wasn't what I was expecting. The wheels just kind of sit too high, which kind of bothers it for me. It looks okay, but I wish the wheels were kind of touching the floor, and that would have been better for me. Like, here's another build where you can put a minifigure in. This is the Clone Command Station. I think it's a very similar build to that command station that was in the blister pack back in 2022. But it's a very good build. And you just put your 212 Trooper in there and they can command or do whatever with it. So get Mando's N1. Now, with Mandalorian being such a popular show, I can see why they would not skip doing this. I believe we got this last year. But I think this is a different version, or a different, there's different techniques used in this build. Lego's always evolving with their build techniques and pieces and parts available. So, here's another prequel with the AAT, which is definitely the Clone Wars variant. Separatists, it looks really good for a mini build. I'm just glad that we got so many prequel set things in this advent calendar. Okay, there's the flyer. It looks pretty good. It doesn't work super well with the Ewok because they can't raise their arms all the way up over their head, so it doesn't sit exactly where it's supposed to. But it's a simple flyer build. It looks a super Star Destroyer. Here we go. There, looks really good. We have that Death Star 2. You could just display it right next to you or run it into or whatever. Prequel build with the Hailfire Door. This is always a great build to get. I love these, and we haven't gotten one in like 10 years, so getting a mini build is a step in the right direction. We get another kind of, I don't know if this should have been in here, but for celebration of 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, it makes sense. This is the little Ewok village that you can't really do anything with whatsoever, but it's fun, and I'll take the parts. Here is the Endor bunker. It looks pretty good for a mini build. It is what it is. There's not too many parts to it. At first I thought it was like a Marauder, like appeared in The Mandalorian, but I would be wrong about that. It is the bunker. ATST here. This is one of my favorite builds out of this. It looks really great. It does capture the look of the ATST in a miniature build, which is really hard to do, and LEGO really nailed it here. Here's the Endor shield.
I'm afraid the deflector shield will be quite
Oh, you got the trees there. There's nothing really to it. Here you have the Lambda class shuttle, which really reminds me of the 2001 version, which probably isn't what they're going after in mini scale. It just looks pretty cool. And the last build is the Emperor's Throne here, and I think it looks excellent. Such an improvement over the 2001 version. I just think it really captures that look much better. That's all the builds. Let me know which one is your favorite. Write down in the comments. If you made it this far, go ahead, hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing right down below. I've got another video coming right up for you.